Only one really was the Chicago game, and I don't understand. I still don't understand what happened in that game because Chicago's proven that they're not very good. What they were thinking about in that game, I don't know. So anyway, I don't think the Patriots are moving off Bill Belichick anytime soon. That's my view.
Well, it's kind of interesting when I break
hope
it down.
they don't.
But, the way it seems to be going for the Patriots is not something of greatness when it comes to the way Bill Belichick has constructed his team. I guess post Brady now, and I believe I have the stat here in front of me, and I'll bring it up right now. We take a look here. This is the Patriot way that Bill Belichick loves to talk about. 2019, when this is Brady's last year, his offense was 11th and his defense was first. But there's a little bit of a context point I need to put in there when it comes to the defense being first in the league. The 12 teams, they had 12 wins on the year. The first 8 games, as people might be able to remember, the Patriots were amazing. Turnovers, the defense was committing turnover after turnover, just getting the job done, I guess, on both ends. They played some horrible teams, really bad teams. I think they played the Jets twice in that regard. And then we go into week 8 or week 9, and then you take a look at the Ravens, their first really good team. They get blown out. Bill Belichick doesn't know what's going on. He can't stop Lamar Jackson, and then they proceed to lose to the Texans, the Chiefs, and then the Dolphins after, and then they also lose to the Ravens. Yeah. So the Texans, that was just embarrassing. They lost 28-22 in that game. But then you play a couple really good teams, and it looks like your team just can't do it. You just can't do it.
Well, I think it's pretty respectable, and the league is tough as the NFL. To have the number 1 defense in 19, number 11 defense in 2020, number 3 defense in 2021, and number 7 in 2022. That's pretty impressive to me.
Okay, and what about the offense?
The offense is go. I agree. They have some issues. Their offense is not good this year, and I think that.
But you put a lot on Mac Jones.
I put a lot on Mac Jones. I put a lot on the coaching staff, too. I don't think that Matt Patricia's done a good job.
We got to break it down. Give me a percentage. How much of the blame you put on coaching? How much blame you put on Mac Jones?
I'd say 50-50.
50-50. Okay, that's interesting. I've said this before, and I'll say it again on this show, is that Bill Belichick has been a different coach since Brady. Even towards the end of Brady's career, he drafted Jimmy G 2017. He was going to get off Brady, trade him away, replace him with Jimmy G. Brady and Kraft didn't like that. They kicked Jimmy G to the curb, sent him off to San Fran. Brady went out to go to two straight Super Bowls, win one, should have won the second one if Bill Belichick decided not to mysteriously bench Malcolm Butler. And then guess what? His defense got blown out. Nick Foles put 41 against them. Brady played one of his greatest playoff games in his career, or in any career, 505 passing yards. Then he goes out, wins in 2018. Belichick had a great defensive performance there. But when it mattered, Brady made a phenomenal throw to Rob Gronkowski, and really what was triple coverage. And then, the Patriot way seemed to die off, but the Patriot way was always do whatever it takes to win. And for a long time, Belichick would bring in guys like a Randy Moss, who had some baggage against him. They brought in AB for 5 minutes. He had baggage with him, but when it got really serious, they had to kick him off, obviously. Aaron Hernandez, same thing. Coming out of college, Aaron Hernandez had a lot of baggage coming to him, but it didn't matter. Belichick still picked up these players, and they were able to be very successful with each of those players. And what's funny is that 4 years ago, Urban Meyer was talking to Bill Belichick. Urban Meyer, we know, failure as an NFL coach, but he's still credible as a college coach. He coached phenomenally in college. He was talking with Bill Belichick, and he mentioned that Bill Belichick told him that at this age, this was 4 years ago, I only want to coach or work with people that I like. That doesn't sound like the Patriot way to me.
Yeah, well.
He's not going out and getting the best guy. He's getting at his guys.
If you were my age, you'd be rooting for him because he's an old coach.
But he's
older and he's still doing it, and I like that.
Not well.
What do you mean not well? He's still in playoff contention.
No,
He's still in playoff contention.
They have a 9% chance to make the playoffs.
Well, they're still in contention though.
9%.
If they win on Sunday,
they're not going to.
Well, okay. Well, you don't think so.
They're playing the Bengals.
Well, they're playing them at home, and I think they have a chance. They have a chance to win. If the offense could do anything, then I think they have a chance to win because their defense is good.
And when I asked you about the percentage of how much blame you put on it, here's why I'm putting only 10% blame on Mac Jones. Because Bill Belichick said in September of this year, he said this to the Boston Globe, if Matt Patricia and Joe Judge don't succeed this season, put all the blame on me. Because he knows he's taking a huge risk, not finding the guy, but finding his guys. And you know what? He's getting bit by his decision. And Robert Kraft, one of the changes that he's mentioning is saying basically, yeah, these guys are not equipped to be offensive play callers. Put them back in their actual roles. Matt Patricia's a defensive guy. Joe Judge is special teams. They're over here coaching up Mac Jones, who looks like a CFL quarterback, and Matt Patricia, who doesn't know the difference between a screen on a porch and a screen pass. I mean, give me a break here. Matt Patricia is not a good offensive play caller. He's not even credible. He doesn't know what's going on right now. And he's expected to call an offense?
Well, he's got 3 more games. We'll see what happens.
They're going to be terrible. They have one of the hardest schedules. They're ending in the hardest schedule. These people had the Bills in Miami after the Bengals game this weekend.
Yeah, well, the Bills may not be playing many of their players, and Miami never wins in New England.
That's just not true.
They don't. Go back and look, Nate. When was the last time Miami won in New England?
Last year.
Did they win in New England?
You think Mac Jones beat Miami twice? First of all, they didn't beat him opening day.
Well, most of the time, the Miami doesn't win in New England.
Not recently.
No, how about going 2020, 2021, and 2022? Where they're going to play the game
2019 was the last one I can remember where
2020, I don't think Miami won in New England.
Recently, the Patriots have had, besides the Jets, who don't have an answer at quarterback, they've had trouble beating Miami, and they've had trouble beating the Bills, who they each play twice each year.
Well,
and
the Bills are a good team. The Bills are a Super Bowl contender.
You would think. They haven't been able to get there, but yeah, they are technically
this year looks like they have a pretty good chance to get there.
You're right.
They got to get by Kansas City. That's what it was last year.
Right.
And the coaching was a mistake last year for them. They might have made it, right?
Maybe.
I mean, they played the bracket defense, and when Kansas City had 2 timeouts, went right up the middle of the field and got that with 37 seconds left, and got the into position and kicked the field goal.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a coaching blunder.
It was.
Yeah.
But then there's no excuse for the offense because you know what? Bill Belichick's the one that buys the groceries.
Well, okay. Well, we'll see what they do next year. I mean, they had a year.
You want them to get off Mac Jones.
They had a year where they Dante Scarnacchia, right? He was the offensive line coach. He retired, and they brought another guy in. The Patriots went to the playoffs, AFC Championship against the Broncos, and Brady got leveled. He was being sacked and pressured almost the whole game. And they fired the offensive line coach, brought back Dante, and they went back to the Super Bowl. So, he'll make adjustments. We'll see.
You would think they would make adjustments when it wasn't working this season.
Yeah, well, they're going to do it in the middle of the year, right? I mean, how many times?
The first few games, it didn't look successful. I mean, for instance, even in the preseason, even in training camp, there were a bunch of New England reporters saying that this does not look good.
Yeah.
Well. 7-on-7 looks okay, and then when it gets to 11-on-11, Mac Jones is getting pressured constantly. The running game keeps getting stumped at the line. This team, it seemed like they were just going down a rabbit hole. There was no way out.
Yeah, well, he's going to stick with it the rest of the season. We'll see what happens.
Because there's no, like you said, it's too late to make any changes.
Yeah, well, they must think that they have a way to correct it, but so far it hasn't happened.
Well, if they thought of a way to correct it,
they did have some good games. They've had some good games, right? They've won 7 games.
They've won 7 games. Yes,
yeah.
Two of them were against the quarterback who we each think doesn't even belong in the NFL, and Zach Wilson.
But the game against, even though they lost the Vikings game, they had a good game on offense.
It's not a win though. Doesn't count until there's 7 wins.
They didn't have a win. No.
So 2 of their wins were against teams that are against a team that's terrible.
Yeah.
And then they could have beaten the Raiders, but we'll never know. They should have beaten the Vikings. Mac Jones played well enough to beat them.
Well, Buffalo didn't beat the Jets one of their games. You say they're a terrible team. They split with the Jets.
I never said they're a terrible team. I said Zach Wilson's a terrible quarterback.
No, but you just said it was a terrible team. You did. You said a terrible team.
I said I meant Zach Wilson's terrible.
Oh, okay. But Zach Wilson beat the Bills one game, right? Yeah, this year. They split?
Was that not Mike White?
No, he got beat by the Bills.
Oh, no, Mike White was in the second game.
Yeah, he got beat and he got trampled.
Right. Yeah. Right. I think Bill Belichick's going to retire. That's what I think. Because
well, I disagree.
It just makes sense. I mean, the team's going nowhere. There's a lot of turmoil. Bill Belichick, he has a lot of power on that team. Robert Kraft,
he's not a quitter, and he wants that record. So I think he'll be back. He has both his boys on the team, and I'm sure he wants their careers to continue. So he's not going to quit. I don't think.
I just don't. It just does not look good for the Patriots right now, and their solution, who knows what it is? But it does not start with replacing Mac Jones.
I would say, you know what? I'm a Patriots fan through thick and thin, and I've enjoyed a long, long stretch when they were the best, the best, a dynasty, and now they're going through a little bit of a tough stretch here. So I'm not giving up on them. I'm still a fan.
I don't know about that one. All right, let's move on to the next one. We're talking about the MVP race. Patrick Mahomes has taken a substantial lead with the fact that Jalen Hurts will be out this week. Gardner Minshew will replace him. So that's going to be a big question mark moving forward. Who do you think, or do you think should Patrick Mahomes be the significant favorite over Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts or anyone like that? Do you think he should be the MVP?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
He's having a great season. I mean, he lost Tyreek Hill, didn't really skip a beat.
Yeah,
he's had a great season. He's made some really incredible plays. His chemistry with Travis Kelce is amazing. He's made the people around him better, the wide receivers that they do have, and there's no huge names there, but they've had good seasons. So I think he's the MVP in my mind.
I'm gonna say I don't know who it is, because I feel like Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow could potentially be very, very viable.
I don't think Joe Burrow is a MVP quarterback this year.
He has over 30 touchdowns. He has almost 4,000 yards.
How many interceptions and turnovers does he have?
10
How about fumbles?
I don't have that number in front of me.
Yeah, he's got a lot of turnovers. He had some really stinker games there earlier in the season. I don't think he's an MVP.
I can name you a couple games where the Chiefs haven't played very well. I mean, think about it.
Mahomes. Well, what's the QBR for Mahomes and
Mahomes
Burrow?
leads the league in QBR.
Okay, and where's Burrow?
I don't have the number in front of me.
Well, to look it up there.
My internet's not working very well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Well, anyway, Mahomes is leading in the stats, and I do think he makes the players around him better. He makes some unbelievable plays.
Yeah.
There's some plays that nobody would make.
Right.
That he can make. And so I think he's a very good chance of winning the Super Bowl this year.
I will concede this. I expected Mahomes to take a huge leap back without Tyreek Hill. But Andy Reid, being the great offensive coach that he is able to adjust and mold the offense into something that works, that's more functional without with what I consider the fastest guy ever to be in shoulder pads and one of the best deep threats in NFL history in Tyreek Hill. He was able to mold the offense into something better, and making Travis Kelce one of the primary receivers on that team, turn him into more of a big wide receiver than use him as a tight end is a huge reason why they've been so successful. Travis Kelce's had several touchdown games this year. But I would probably give it to I would say it's a race. I don't think Josh Allen's in it. Josh Allen just hasn't played great all year. He started off really good, and then the past couple weeks, some of these games are...
he made some mistakes that cost him games.
Yeah. So my guess would probably be... I would say that right now, because we'll see, because Jalen Hurts being out, if the Eagles do not look good with Gardner Minshew this week, if we're talking about most valuable player, if the offense just can't get going with AJ Brown, with Devontae Smith, I'm gonna be like, hey, Jalen Hurts knows what's up. He's clearly a tremendous guy. I mean, at the start of his career, people were considering him a bust. They didn't know if he was going to be the next guy for them.
Well, his stats aren't as good as Mahomes.
Well, that's because he runs way more. He almost has 1,000 yards rushing as well. He has 2,200 passing yard, or I think he has over 2,000 passing yards. He has
2,000 passing yards in a 17-game season. Come on, that's not much.
I mean, Lamar is looking at that in his unanimous MVP year. He had 3,000 yards passing, 1,200 rushing yards.
3,000 is a lot more than 2,000.
I think he has like 2,400 passing yards. He has 700 rushing yards. And think about it though. Lamar won unanimous MVP that year. If Jalen Hurts touches that, why not? Why doesn't he get MVP?
I think it's between him and Mahomes, but I think Mahomes is a pretty clear lead right now.
I would say the dark horse for that would be Joe Burrow, just because he does have like 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, I believe. The turnovers might be a little bit of a factor in that, but...
Well, you can
Brett Favre has
you
won
can give him a break
straight
on that. His offensive line has not been that great this year, right?
It's better than it was last year.
Yeah,
but
he isn't getting sacked quite as much. But early in the season, they were sacking him a lot.
Yeah, it did not look good for him early on in the season. But I would say dark horse is Joe Burrow. My pick would be Jalen Hurts, just because, I mean, he almost has 1,000 yards rushing. He's going for Lamar's record, which, it's a possibility, but it's not likely because he's out this week.
He's hurt.
Yeah, it's not going to be likely, but he's a huge part of that team. It's just a question mark of, will this team still be successful? Because Micah Parsons called out Jalen Hurts, saying, well, it's the system. It's not really Jalen Hurts. So if it's really the system, they should see no drop off with Gardner Minshew. 0. Because if it's the system, it would work for anybody, which is kind of like the thing with the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. Brock Purdy got the same playbook as Jimmy G, and they were able to perform very well. So we'll see about that. All right, I think it's time to get into our picks. We're doing Week 16 picks. I believe I have them up right now. We'll get that going right now. You get the honors of starting with your picks this week on a busy football weekend.
Well, I won the first one, covered the spread, so I was happy about that. Browns, I'm picking them just because I don't think the Saints are very good. And now Deshaun Watson's out there, and the Browns have been playing better lately. So I don't like the Browns, but I'm picking them to win on Saturday. The Ravens, is Lamar back for this game?
He's going to be out.
He's going to be out.
He's questionable, but
unlikely. But their backup quarterback plays a lot like he does. So, and they're playing the Falcons, so I think it's prohibitive that they're going to win that game. So I like them to win. Picking the Patriots over the Bengals because I'm a Patriots fan. And I think they'll give them a good game. It's going to be in Foxborough. And I'm hoping the offense will just have a little flicker of life because the defense is very good. The Bills are prohibitive favorites over the Bears. I thought the Bears were a better team early in the season, but they played terrible. So I don't know. They prohibit... Perennially, they're very bad. I don't know what they got to do to break out of that, but they're bad. So and the Bills are great. So I think they're going to beat them and cover that spread. The Vikings, what a game last week! Biggest comeback in NFL history. Very entertaining game. I really enjoyed that game. I don't think the Giants have got the horses to beat the Vikings, particularly when the Vikings are playing at home. Kirk Cousins having a great year. And Justin Jefferson is an elite receiver.
Absolutely.
And Cook is an elite running back too. He had some great plays in that game last week. I heard the New York sports media saying, well, the Vikings, they may have used up all their energy in that game. I don't believe it. I think that the Giants have a very tough time up there. I like the Lions. The Lions have hopes for the playoffs, first time in many, many years. I like their coach, Dan Campbell, and I like their quarterback. They have a very good offense. Their defense has improved some, and Carolina, they're not that good. I don't see the even though they're playing at home. And the Lions, maybe some weeks they're better than others, right? So it's going to be close, but I do like the Lions. Kansas City, prohibitive favorite over the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks started out well, but I don't see them beating Kansas City. Kansas City still has a lot to play for. So, and they're at home. I see them beating the Seahawks. I like Geno Smith. He's had a very good season. I'm happy for him. And Pete Carroll, I think he'll be back next year, and I'm sure he wants to be back. So, the Seahawks, I think they're kind of nobody expected anything from them really, and they played 500 ball, and I think it's a building season for them. I think they'll be better next year. I like Tennessee over the Houston. Houston's only won one game. Tennessee needs to win. They've lost 4 in a row. They won't have Ryan Tannehill the rest of the season. Their backup quarterback has not really been too stellar, that's for sure, but they do have the horse in Derrick Henry. So I think they'll be handing the ball off to him a lot, and I expect them to win this game. Washington against San Francisco. I like Washington a lot. I like their quarterback a lot, Heineke. He really has the kind of fire I like to see in a quarterback. Enthusiasm, he's a team player. I'm afraid San Francisco's got too much for them, though. And San Francisco's at home. Brock Purdy, their new quarterback, has been playing well. And he plays within himself, and he's a game manager, and tends to have a high completion percentage and throw a couple of touchdown passes in every game. And with that defense they have, I just think it's going to be too tough for Washington. But I think it will be reasonably close, even though I did go with that 6.5 point spread. The Eagles against the Cowboys. This is Gardner Minshew's chance to show what he's got. And he's been okay in the past. Pretty good quarterback. Dallas, I think they're up and down. How did they lose to the Jaguars? I don't understand that. If they're going to be an elite team, and everybody wants them to be, then they've got to beat teams like that and games like that. They should be winning those games. So I'm taking the Eagles in this one. I like the Steelers. They've shown something later in the season here that they have the nucleus of a pretty good team. They have Kenny Pickett is going to be back for this game. He played well just before he got hurt. The Raiders coming off that victory against the Patriots, and the Steelers are at home, and it's the Immaculate Reception 50-year anniversary. So I think Franco Harris passed away. So I think the Steelers will be pumped. I think they're going to find a way to win this game. The Dolphins against Green Bay. Green Bay still has one small breath of life here to stay relevant. The Dolphins are a playoff team right now, and I think that they're at home, and I like them to win. They got those two great wide receivers, Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and Tua. He's had his ups and downs. I think he'll play well against Green Bay's defense. Aaron Rodgers, I'm not so sure. We'll see. Okay, I like the Broncos to beat the Rams. The Rams haven't got much now. They a lot of injuries, and they're out of the playoff contention now, so they're going to be looking at other players, I think, some of the secondary players there to see whether they have the talent to step up. And the Broncos, as Wilson, he's still hurt, right?
Yeah.
But the other guy played, what's his name? Ripien. He played okay last week, and the Broncos have a very good defense, so I like him to beat the Rams. The Bucs, I'm always a big Brady fan, and I don't think the Cardinals have got much now. But who is their quarterback?
The Cardinals?
Yeah,
Trace McSorley.
Yeah, well, I've never heard of him, so I don't think he's going to be beaten up on the Bucs too much. So, although the Bucs defense isn't very good, that's for sure. Brady needs a bounce back game. I don't think he wants to go out if he's going out the end of this year the way he's been playing in the last couple of games. So I look for him to bounce back, and I think they will beat Arizona, even though they're not playing at home. And finally, I do like the Chargers over the Colts, even though I only gotten the Colts games right twice this year. This is going to be I'm on a roll here. I got it right last week, even though I thought I tuned in the game. They were behind 33. The Vikings were behind 33-0. I said, "Oh my God, the Colts are doing it to me again." But the Vikings came back and won that game. Greatest game and a win. Comeback win in the NFL history. The Chargers, they have Herbert. He's good, and their wide receiver core is healthy again. So I think they will win that game. That's my picks.
I'm still nervous about your Colts pick. So
well, how'd you pick it? We'll see what you got.
There's not many differences in our picks. Well, the first one that should be obvious is, let's get into the first one I have. Obviously, we won. We took the win, big 1-0 in the spread and in the win column this week. So always good to start off with a W in that column. But let's get into it right now. The next one is the Cleveland Clowns versus the New Orleans Saints. I'll take the Browns here. I think the Browns are a better team. Deshaun Watson will probably play safe ball, meaning that it'll probably be Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt once again to carry the load. The next one, Desmond Ridder versus Tyler Huntley. I'm going to give it to the Ravens here barely, though. I do think the Falcons with Desmond Ridder could make it interesting, so I do think they will cover the plus 6.5 spread, but still take the L. The next one, which is the obvious pick here, the Bengals are going to win this game. Seal it, write it in stone, just like the Jets did back in 2020. With Zach Wilson, write in stone, we are going to beat the Patriots this week because the Patriots offense is terrible. Bengals offense is alive right now. So Belichick probably won't have an answer for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins if he's healthy. So I'll gladly take the Bengals here -3. I'm going to give Justin Fields the benefit of the doubt because he's played very well the past, I want to say, 6, 7, 8 weeks of the season.
More.
Yeah, he throws it decently.
Not often though.
He started off the year.
There's nobody to throw it to.
He started off the year completing only 10 passes per game, which is by far the lowest in the league. Now, after that Patriots game where he rushed for 1 billion yards and able to move his offense efficiently, he's come alive with at least running the football. So I'll take the Bears to cover the 8 points, but I do think it looks like it's going to be another bad weather game. And when it comes to bad weather games, the Bills have kept it close. They have won the games. It's just been close. So that's why that's honestly the main reason why I'll take the Bills to win, but not cover the 8-point spread. The next one, the Vikings are a better team all around. If the Giants come close to winning this game, I will be shocked. However, there is a chance. Because while it is a 1 p.m. game, it's on a Saturday. So can the Kirk Cousins Sunday 1 p.m. Magic that he seems to have resonate with this game? I sure hope so. Daniel Jones, he looks like a bottom 10 quarterback if we're talking about in comparison with other quarterbacks. If we're talking about system quarterbacks, yeah, he's a Brian Dable system quarterback. He's not a good quarterback anywhere else. He would be probably a backup on most teams, potentially even third string. But Vikings are a significantly better team. Giants are getting healthier slightly, still dealing with a number of injuries here, but I will take the Vikings to win and cover the -4. I'm a little nervous about this Panthers Lions pick right now because the Lions do not play very well on the road. And that Panthers defense seems to have come alive since getting rid of Baker Mayfield, since getting rid of Matt Rule. Steve Wilkes, I've been saying this week after week when we're talking about the Panthers here. I think he's coaching himself into a potential this potential job next year. The defense is playing really, really good the past couple weeks. They've had a couple blunders here, but with Sam Darnold as the quarterback, they played okay. The defense has been their highlight, though. The defense did not look great to start the year, but now, they're getting better. Steve Wilkes is doing a great job coaching it, and I think he might have a chance to gain that head coaching job next season. The next one, I didn't. I'm gonna maintain the double-digit point spread. You pick against the favorite when it comes to that, even though I don't fully believe it. But the Seahawks are getting back Kenneth Walker, so that means Geno Smith won't need to do as much anymore. So we'll see here. The Chiefs, they've kept some games very, very close. I mean, you take a look at the stat comparison between the Chiefs and the Texans. This game went into overtime. I mean, I think the Seahawks are a better team than the Texans. So what can they do? It's a 10-point spread. I'll take the Seahawks to cover. Chiefs win this game, though. And speaking about the Texans versus Titans. I'm a little nervous about this game as well because, we're taking a look at Ryan Tannehill is shut down for the rest of the year. We're taking a look at Malik Willis now. This game is going to be close. It's going to be all up to Derrick Henry, in my opinion, to come out and win this game. And I think, I think they will. The next one, Taylor Heineke, after getting essentially robbed in that game against the Giants in Sunday Night Football, it looks like he's trying to bounce back, but it won't be this week. So it looks like the Commanders could be out of playoff contention going into next week because I think it's going to be this 49ers defense is going to be able to keep up that 6.5 point spread and cover by 7 or more just because, Brock Purdy, like I said, I think Brock Purdy will do okay throughout the rest of the year, and then when it comes to playoff time, I think that's when he'll get exposed if the defense does not play up to the number 1 overall defense. I think if there's a crack in the 49ers defensive armor, I think we'll see the truth behind Brock Purdy and Mr. Irrelevant, who right now is Mr. Irrelevant. But I think that defense will hold them to 7 what I mean is that by that is I think the defense will hold the lead by 7 or more, and the 49ers will be able to cover and get the win. I'm gonna give it to the Cowboys here because I think that defense will slow down Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew has a top 5 touchdown to interception ratio since 2019. It's just his win-loss ratio makes no sense when it comes to that. He has a bad win-loss ratio, but a phenomenal touchdown interception ratio, which is very weird. I've been saying since he got benched, way back when, that he was. I mean, I would take him probably over Daniel Jones for the Giants. I would take him over Brock Purdy right now with the 49ers. I would take him over a bunch of teams because I think when he played, he was pretty good. It's just he couldn't do it against the top tier teams. And right now, the 49ers defense, the Cowboys defense is one of those top tier teams. It's just if the offense starts making mistakes, and the Eagles have great defensive backs, C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Offensive line.
They do. Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey, they are doing tremendously on that offensive line, and Malata also. And also, speaking about the Eagles, they just came out with a Christmas album.
Christmas album.
Jason Kelsey and Malata. Malata could sing. They came out with a Philly Christmas album today, actually.
Nice.
Might need to give that a listen tonight. But Gardner Minshew just couldn't do it against the top tier teams, and the Cowboys defense is considered one of those. I do think Gardner Minshew plays okay. I could probably see 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception maybe. This might be a low scoring game, but I will take the Cowboys to win here. The next one, I'm going to give it to the Steelers strictly because this is going to be a huge motivation game. I think if we're talking about the audience attendance, if we're talking about the percentage of that, my guess would be 80% Steelers, 20% Raiders. If it wasn't this case, I think it could be nearing 50-50 with the...
A lot of people are going to be rooting for the Steelers in this game on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Franco Harris is getting his number retired. It's very unfortunate he couldn't be there to see this. But one of the greatest Steelers of all time. This is going to be a huge motivation game. Kenny Pickett's going to come back. Hopefully he doesn't turn back into Kenny Pick-em-off. But the past 5 games he's played, he's not thrown an interception, which has been huge. So I will take the Steelers to win here. It's -2, so it's not that big of a point spread. So I will gladly take the Steelers -2. A lot of the big sports bettors are picking the Packers to win here and cover. I don't understand that.
I don't either.
I think the Packers will have a difficult time stopping Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. The running game could be the big X factor here when it comes to the Dolphins' defense trying to stop A.J. Brown. I'm not A.J. Brown, sorry. A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. So I'll take I'll still take the Dolphins here at -3.5 and get the win here. I think the offense, 2 of the past couple weeks has looked pretty pedestrian, but through 3.5 quarters against the Bills last week, except when the snow fell, it looks like the Dolphins were outplaying the Bills. They were able to run the ball up and down the field against that Bills team. Regardless of that, I will take the Dolphins to win and cover the -3.5 point spread. The next game is against the Broncos and the Rams. The Broncos, according to Pro Football Focus, have the number one graded passing defense in the league. They are second in takeaways, and I think with that defense, the defense has been phenomenal all year. And it's just, I just think that with the Rams offense, that offensive line is like a sieve. The last game the Rams played against the Packers, Baker Mayfield was getting pressured almost every single snap. So I'll take the Broncos to win here. The offense seemed to come alive last week, but it was a large part due to Russell Wilson. Throughout most of the year, Russell Wilson hasn't been able to get that offense going, but this past week against the Chiefs, before he got hurt, that offense was getting going. But Brett Ripien versus Baker Mayfield, I'll take the defense over the Rams' entire team just because I just think that defense could make them win. They covered 3-point spread on the road. I'll take the Broncos here. The next game, as crazy as it might seem, I'm going to take the Cardinals to cover, but the Buccaneers to win. I don't care that Trace McSorley, who was a meme 2 years ago, is starting for the Cardinals. I don't care how bad he looked coming in for Colt McCoy last week. This Buccaneers offense, who played great in the first half, at one point up 17-0, finished the half up 17-3. And then Tom Brady fell apart in the second half. This offense has been anything but good. Has been barely average. Can't run the football. Passing game in the second half seems to be stagnant, if I even want to give it that respect. The defense has been inconsistent. I think this could come down to a 4-point game.
I think the problem with the Bucs defense this year is the running game. They can't stop the run.
Right.
I mean, last year, the last 2 years, they've been very good against the run.
Exactly.
This year, they're not.
Which is, it's strange when it comes to Todd Bowles' defense, who made the past 3 years about, building off of the run defense. He can't get the same result done. So it's just a little bit weird. And then the last game, Monday Night Football, I'll take the Chargers minus 4.5. They're the better team. I'm nervous because you have a horrible time picking the Colts. The Colts wins losses. So yeah. I will take that.
Hopefully I didn't jinx it.
Yeah, I hope not either. But I believe it is time for the 16th consecutive edition of my Harvey Hot Hand. So let's break it down right now. We'll bring up that topic bar right now. I don't know what that alert was. We're not even going to worry about that right now. But let's get into it. The first one is we're picking the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Las Vegas Raiders. Like I mentioned before, this game, a lot of people, we might see 80-20 between the fan distribution, potentially even 90-10 Steelers to Raiders. I think Steeler pride will be out, and they will be loud. And I think Kenny Pickett being back, I think this will be a huge game, a lot of motivation, a lot of emotion. Just the biggest question mark is, can they control that emotion and lead it to success and not have it stop them to be successful in this game? But I will take the Steelers to win here and cover the -2 spread. I have the Steelers winning 27-24, covering the -2-point spread. The next one, I will get all 5. I had 4 last week. I thought I had all 5. I will get all 5 this week. The next one, Broncos, Rams, -3-point spread. Broncos do cover. Like I said, according to Pro Football Focus, the Broncos have the number 1 graded passing defense in the league, and they've shown. Pat Surtain looks like a great cornerback. They have a really, really good defensive front, and I think against the offensive line of the Rams, that is a sieve. I think the Broncos will generate pressure, and I just think right now we're taking a look at it. Brett Ripien's not that bad of a backup when it comes to this team. He's not good. I'm not going to say he's good at all, but he's not that bad. But I will take the Broncos to cover the -3-point spread, get the win 24-17. Let's move on to the next one. This is the one I was just mentioning. This offense for the Buccaneers has been horrible. Regardless of if it's Trace McSorley, if it's Johnny Manziel making a comeback, if Mike White comes on crutches and plays for the Cardinals, I think this game will still be close. Because this offense of the Buccaneers just can't score points. They're almost dead last in red zone. They have no great offensive scheme. Brady's as paranoid as ever in the pocket. The offensive line has had issues. The offense, the receivers have had issues. Julio Jones can't stay healthy. Chris Godwin's still recovering from an ACL injury. He can't seem to get 100%. Mike Evans, every game it seems like he's limping off at the very end, and they just haven't had the same connection all year. There was a report coming out that Gronk talked to the Buccaneers at Thanksgiving, just couldn't make a comeback, wasn't committed enough, but next year could be an open option. This team in the red zone just isn't good. They don't put up touchdowns. Brady has looked... While the stats say he's been a top 5 quarterback when it comes to passing yards, he leads the league in attempts and completions. Touchdowns, he's middle of the pack to below average. Hasn't been able to score touchdowns. A lot of they have the most penalized player in the NFL. I think Trace McSorley will be able to keep this game close. The Buccaneers do win 20-14. However, the Cardinals cover a 7.5 point spread. The next one, Bills Bears. I got Bears +8. Like I said, recently the Bills in stormy games keep games close for some reason. They're not able to put out teams when it's supposed to be bad weather. We're talking about very low temperatures.
Yeah.
Could be snowy.
In Chicago, probably the wind will be blowing 100 miles an hour.
It's going to be the coldest game in Chicago since 2013. So when we take a look at that, it could be signs of oh no, but Justin Fields has thrown a couple bad interceptions recently, but I will take the Bills to win here, 24-20. But because of the bad weather, the Bears cover the +8 point spread, and this is the last one, I believe. I'm gonna assume it is, but I will go to the next one. This is an obvious game. Bengals get the win here and cover the -3 point spread. The Patriots' offense has been horrible. We're talking about one offensive touchdown per game over the past 5-6 weeks here. And in one of the games, the only reason they won is because Marcus Jones had an 84-yard touchdown. They didn't even score an offensive score in that game. So I'm going to take the Bengals to win here. I think the offense will be slightly better after that embarrassing loss against the Raiders last week. I just think the offensive play calling, you got a defensive coordinator and a special teams coordinator in your ear giving you offensive plays and being your QB coach. If that doesn't scream mistake, I don't know what does. Because we've seen Mac Jones last year be a top 15, top 16 player in the league. One of the best rookie seasons in the history of the NFL. Up there with Justin Herbert. Baker Mayfield had a phenomenal rookie year. Andrew Luck had a phenomenal rookie year. Mac Jones is right up there. He looked like a very, very competent quarterback. And then you give away a phenomenal offensive coordinator? He leaves to join the Raiders? And you decide because Belichick told Urban Meyer 4 years ago, he only wants to coach and work with people that he likes. Which that screams not Patriot way. It screams now the new Bill Belichick way. So I can understand why Robert Kraft is not the happiest owner out there.
Go Patriots.
I will take the Bengals to win 30-21, and they cover the -3 point spread. And now we're bringing back what I like to call the Cadence game. We did this way back when. This is the third edition of the Cadence game. I have the audio here. Now I can't see who it is. All it is from my screen when I'm playing this audio, because I have the control here, is the number of where we are, so I can understand where we are. So I'm not. You have the list right there, the answers.
Yeah.
I can't see those either, so I at least know if we're on the right quarterback or not. So I think we have the graphic here. I'm hoping it's correct, and it looks good. All right, let's play the first one for us here. Let's see if it plays. That's a very interesting quarterback because he has a little bit of a southern hue to him. I'm going to listen to that one more time.
Cut! And we're going black 54. So to my 54 Larry. My 54 Larry. 35. 35. Got gold. Bloody white.
I'm gonna say Patrick Mahomes.
Correct.
Hey, let's go. All right, let's get number 2 up here. I gotta bring it up. Bear with me while I get this going.
We're good. Can. Bozo. 180. But he's hot.
I gotta replay that again. I have no clue who the hell that is.
He's hot. We're good. Can. Bozo. 180. But he's hot.
Can I have a hint? AFC or NFC?
AFC.
I'm gonna only get one guess just to keep this game going. I'm gonna say Ryan Tannehill.
Wrong.
Who is it?
Try again.
No,
I'll give you a hint.
Okay, give me the hint.
His college mascot was a tiger.
The only tiger I know is a Clemson quarterback. There's another tiger in college?
Yeah.
The Clemson Tigers is not the...
No, there's another one.
What region of the U.S.?
South.
South. And you said AFC South, right? Because the AFC... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's... Oh, you mean the NFL or the college team?
No, the NFL would give it away. You're talking
college
about
team?
Yeah,
the college team was in the South. I'll give you even the state, Louisiana.
Louisiana. LSU.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. It's not a good look for me. All right, let's get the third quarterback up here. I know it's one immediately.
44. Hey, just one. 56. Who's a lefty? 25 belly.
I know it's one immediately just because I know his voice. This is Tom Brady.
318.
Yeah,
that gives it away.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
And also you'd hear, he said, we can replay it, but he says, he calls out even what hand this dude is. Let's replay that audio.
DC. 44. Hey, just one. 56. Who's a lefty?
56 is a lefty.
25 belly.
Yeah, so that's Brady for sure. All right, let's go to number 5.
180. What's
Number 4, I guess.
Hey, here we go. Hey, Lava Rage. Hey, Richard Nixon, Damian Lillard. Seals is hot.
Richard Nixon, Damian Lillard. That's a hell of a call. Let's see. Damian Lillard plays in Portland. Richard Nixon was a president of the United States. I don't know where Richard Nixon's from, so.
California.
So we're talking about a Western team here. I'm just taking shots here. Western team. AFC or NFC?
AFC.
So AFC. So we're talking about probably the AFC West here. We got Mahomes. Justin Herbert, I don't think sounds like that. Russell Wilson. He has a higher pitch voice. I'm going Derek Carr.
That's right. You're right.
Hey! See, look, we got to do the old test taking thing. Just eliminate the choices that are not it. You're going to be successful. All right, the next one. This should be number 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, scary. Dog. Hey, ninja. Fire, there's 18. Blue 58. Blue 58.
It's I want to replay it one more time. I gotta listen to that one more time. This is hard. This is very, very hard.
Hey, scary. Dog. Hey, ninja. Fire, there's 18. Blue 58. Blue 58.
I think that's a veteran, because that doesn't sound like a rookie. I don't know why I had so many AFC quarterbacks in here. We only have Brady's the only NFC quarterback, I believe. Give me a hint.
It's an NFC quarterback.
Do you have a better hint than that? Or is that the only hint you got from me, NFC?
Let's see. How can I give you a hint without
So you don't have one
giving it
prepared.
away? Huh?
You didn't have one prepared? Let me take a guess. NFC quarterback, Kirk Cousins.
No.
You want to reveal the answer, or do you want
The
to
right division.
right division? It's not Justin Fields, because that says
No.
Jared Goff.
No.
So the other one's Aaron Rodgers. Then.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought I might get Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Yay! All right, number 6.
180! Alert, alert! Hey, Mike and Sam! Mike and Sam! Hey, 52, Rita! 180! What up?
He was really whoever that is was straining to get that call out. I mean, he sounded confident, just like the last one did. Like most of these veterans know what's up. Give me a hint.
AFC.
Another AFC quarterback. Yeah, great job. My own production is only AFC quarterbacks apparently. AFC.
Great college quarterback.
Great college. Trevor Lawrence?
Nope.
We already did Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had one of the greatest seasons ever in college. What I don't know if you know what division of college football? Like what conference I should say.
I'm not sure what the conference they're in.
Okay. Has this player won a national championship
Yes.
recently?
Yep.
So it's
Not too many years
so
ago.
it's a rookie or like at most a 3-year player.
Yeah.
You said AFC.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson won one, but that was like 7 years ago. So I don't think it'll be him.
I'm pretty sure they won the national championship with this quarterback.
And you said it was recently. Trevor Lawrence won one his freshman year, I believe. So I don't think it'll be him. Georgia won recently. I don't know. The Stetson Bennett is not eligible for the draft this past year.
Perennial competitor in the Final Four.
So perennial, it's either Ohio State. It can't be Justin Fields because he plays in the NFC.
No.
Michigan, they got instantly eliminated.
Yeah.
They haven't had a Michigan quarterback in the NFL in a very long time, I feel
Right.
like. The other, Clemson hasn't been in there for a couple of years.
No.
It was like TCU.
Come on. Who else is always a competitor for the Final Four?
Alabama.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts plays in the NFC. I don't think he ever won a national championship. Tua, he won one. He's Tua.
Nope.
So the only one that plays for Alabama is Mac Jones.
Right.
Damn. I might get him. I want to listen to that one back. I gotta hear it.
180! Alert, alert! Hey, Mike and Sam! Mike and Sam! Hey, 52, Rita! 180! What up?
Interesting. That's Mac Jones. Okay. Let's go with number 7.
Hey, 20! I got it! Hey, alert! Hey, Linda! Hey, takes 2. Diablo! Hey, 20! What's that?
I am completely lost with this one. Hold on. I gotta do this back because I have no basis.
Hey, 20! I got it! Hey, alert! Hey, Linda! Hey, takes 2.
Take 2.
Hey, 20! What's that?
He's got a little bit of a Mahomes thing going on. I feel like it's a little bit of a southern twang to him.
I don't think so.
He's a higher voice than him though. AFC or NFC?
AFC.
Great job, Nate. We've had 2 NFC quarterbacks so this entire year. Yeah, I think 2. AFC quarterback. What do you have anything else besides AFC, NFC?
I'll give it away if I give it. And
Has this quarterback made the playoffs?
yes.
Yes, so it looks like he's made it multiple times.
Yep.
And that picture doesn't do me any good. Because it's teal shorts. It can't be Trevor Lawrence. He hasn't even made the playoffs yet.
No.
Also, Blake Bortles wouldn't be here. He hasn't been in the NFL in a while. Or hasn't played, I guess I should say.
Going to the playoffs this year too.
This year. Can't Lamar? He's hurt. He's not going to playoffs. Joe Burrow we've done. Mahomes we've done. Is it a definite playoff spot?
Yes.
Definite.
Yep. I can't believe
It can't be the Chargers. It can't be New England. We've already done Mac Jones. Can't be the Ravens. We already did Joe Burrow. Tua?
No.
So, Josh Allen?
Yep.
That's Josh Allen? Oh my God. Okay, the final one. Let's get this going.
118! Hey! Lasso! 118! Easy. Hey, Cam! Rhino, son!
I gotta listen to that back. It started off amazing.
118! Hey! Lasso! 118! Easy. Hey, Cam! Rhino, son!
Rhino, son. So like, that sounds like Aaron Rodgers to me, but it can't be Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
Because Aaron Rodgers had that thing too where it's like, grade 18, the extended part.
Uh-huh.
He also had that can thing going on, but that should be a common NFC quarterback.
If you listen, he gives it away. It's given away in his cadence.
Really?
Yep.
Am I
listen
allowed-
to it again.
I can reply. Let's see. I'm going to listen very intently this time.
118! Hey! Lasso! 118! Easy. Hey, Cam! Rhino, son!
You're telling me that gives it away?
Yeah, it gives it away.
I heard Lasso, Green 18, Rhino.
You didn't listen to it once more.
Point to me where it is.
118!
That can't be it.
Hey!
Nope.
Lasso! 118! Easy. Hey, Cam!
Can?
He's saying 10.
Really? It's
Yeah.
like can to me. 10.
I think he's saying 10.
Why would a quarterback say 10?
I don't know. Well, listen, maybe I've got it wrong, but it sounds like 10 to me.
And that
That gives it away.
So you're telling me
NFC quarterback.
Jimmy G?
Yep.
That does not sound like Jimmy G to me. Jeez. All right, well that wraps up the Cadence game. I wonder how many people got out there.
Yeah.
I did okay. I didn't do too well, but that's a very, very difficult
That's
game.
hard to do.
It's a very, very difficult game. But that does wrap up another episode of the Harvey Hour.
Yep. I'd like to thank our fans for watching the show. Hi, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Grandma, thanks. Mom, thank you. Anybody else out there, our subscribers, we really appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the holiday weekend football. It's going to be great. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking to you again before New Year's.
Yeah. From us here at the Harvey Hour to everyone out there, we wish you each and everyone out there a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. A general happy holidays to everyone out there from us to you here at the Harvey Hour. But for this episode of the Harvey Hour, we will wrap it up right now. Hope everyone enjoyed watching. Follow us on social media at the Harvey Hour on TikTok for clips of this show. Come back to the Harvey Hour a day after this live stream to see clips of this show. But for this one, we're closing it out. We will be back Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern to recap all of these crazy games. Saturday game, Sunday game, Monday game. Yeah, that should be interesting. A lot of big games. Let's see if the Patriots stay in the news this time. We will. We'll
Can't wait to
that.
see that game.
But yeah, this will be the end of this episode. Tune in Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for another episode of the Harvey Hour.